Hey, AfterBuzzers, what's up? We're talking Real Housewives of Melbourne. The claws were out at Gamble's party. You don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All about the invites today, huh?
Oh, yeah. Some weird invitations.
Oh, my gosh. And Petit Fleur, with that, we have a lot to talk about, guys. Hey, what's up? I'm Angela Struck. You can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Struck. And with me is my wonderful host. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. I'm Haley Clover. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Haley Clover. I know I've missed the first few episodes. I was out of town, but I'm here now.
We are happy to have her here, and our two co-hosts will be back with us next week.
Yes.
They are traveling, I think, overseas and then also in Colorado or something. So, but we're here holding down the fort.
Yeah.
So, okay, what did you think, gut impulse, what did you think of today's episode?
Favorite one so far out of the three, but they all just bother me so much. There's something about each one of them where I'm like, why do you do that?
They're all crazier than the American Real Housewives. I think they're just so eccentric and narcissistic and over the top, but it just makes me love them that much more.
Right, their lifestyle in Australia must be, to begin with, different than our lifestyle here, which is why it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it's also so confusing sometimes to watch because you're like, you just can't relate almost.
Yeah, exactly. And the wording sometimes that they even use, like Chyka, we learned what that means from Dan last week. So we heard that dropped by Jackie at the end of the episode.
Or when Gina was talking about her fragrance and she was saying fearless, and I finally looked at you while we were watching and was like, oh my God, fearless. That's what they said. I had no idea what she was saying.
Yeah. And the makeup, they pound it on, they pack it on their face and all the jewelry and everything. It's very over the top.
It is.
But we love it, and that's why we're here. Yes. So we started the episode tonight with Gamble and Rick at their house and their son Luke.
Yeah.
How adorable is he?
I know. I do like him. He's very, just very blunt about everything that he thinks.
I think he wants to be one of the Real Housewives.
I think he could be.
He was ready to get in on the drama. And what did you think of Jackie in the freezer? The picture of Jackie
Janet
Janet in the freezer.
I thought that was funny.
That was pretty
and I think
funny.
Janet would probably think that's funny. She's very self-deprecating, and she would think that that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the two of them have kind of gotten over their beef from last season with the everybody in Melbourne.
That's right.
But yeah, they seem to be doing better. But the real issue now is between Petit Fleur and Gamble. So what do you think about that? Who do you think is right and wrong in this situation? And
I've always had a problem with Petit Fleur.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you don't have a problem with Petit Fleur, I'm like, I think you're a psychopath.
There's something wrong with you.
She's crazy, and we can talk about this a little bit more, but the conversation that she had with her sister was
oh my gosh,
so relieving to me. I was like, finally, someone said it.
Somebody is finally Petit Fleuring Petit Fleur.
Exactly.
She was so aggressive and I don't know. I always find
she's fake. She's just so fake. And her sister was telling her, why can't you just be normal and just ask me how my day at work was? When she was like, I've worked there for 8 years and you have no idea where I work. And she said, I can't remember everything.
Yeah, she's like, I can't remember every detail. You can't remember where your sisters worked for almost a decade. And then oh gosh, that whole scene was just so ridiculous because her sister Jillian was saying to her, you're just not down to earth, you're really up yourself, which I guess means, full of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's like, really? How could you say this? As she's sitting next to a giant portrait of herself in the most narcissistic pose. It's just like, oh my gosh, this woman is clueless.
Yeah. Do you think they make her be like that for the show a little bit? Do you think she's totally like that in real life?
I think she's actually like that in real life. She seems to be really, not self-aware at all. She was saying that she has to, pull back the, chisel down the walls of her sister. She has so many walls up. She's so guarded.
Right.
I think when they were trying to talk, it was like neither one of them wanted to be vulnerable and honest with each other about what was going on in their lives or, with their families and everything. It was just like, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. You know, it
was
felt
so awkward.
Yeah.
It's one of those things with her that kind of reminds me of girls in high school or when you're younger. She wants to be liked so bad that she just feels like she needs to put on some kind of facade to just, you know, but that's the worst thing you could do when you're trying to meet new friends because everyone can't understand you at all.
Well, and it's like the bully, you know, who's the most insecure? You know, the bully. She is so insecure.
Yeah.
She has to cut down everybody. Every other sentence is an insult to somebody about their weight or their looks or whatever.
And her clothes are ridiculous.
She's in a costume in every scene. I mean, what was with that Russian Moscow
oh my God.
hat at the end?
Looks
and it's
warm
summer.
out. Yeah, thank you. It looks hot out.
She's wearing
like,
a fur coat and a fur hat that you would wear like in the Swiss Alps skiing. To a spring party.
But they do all dress over the top. And you know what? I have a friend that I work with who's actually from Melbourne, and he said that nobody dresses like that.
Yeah.
So that's just, or it's just maybe the upper class that.
Yeah. I mean, they all have on those accent necklaces, like the huge bib necklaces. It's just like
Janet, but somehow Janet pulls it off. She was wearing that giant necklace in the last scene and the giant earrings, and I actually liked it.
And I loved that yellow dress. That was really, really cute. But anyway, okay, so the big debate is Gamble going to invite Petit Fleur? You know, it seems like she's going to go forward with it, and then we visit that at the end, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But then we saw Gina with her fragrance meeting, and she wants to do garlic perfume, which I'm sure would be a hit.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do the garlic perfume.
I mean, that was her.
She should, because she is maybe the worst out of all of them, in my eyes. When it comes to being over the top and crazy.
Okay, so exactly. That was my thought. We heard last week from Dan, who is an Aussie, that Gina is the most popular housewife by far in Australia.
Wow, did he say why?
I don't know. I mean, apparently she's just had the most success, like with her book Fearless and everything, and she's had like some fashion lines, and I guess her family is pretty prominent over there.
Well, and she's a lawyer, so maybe they respect more that she actually has a job and went to school, maybe.
Yeah, unlike the rest of them who claim to be like self-made women, but they really are all just married to wealthy
Chyka's the only other one that like works really hard.
Yeah. But I was surprised to hear that. Don't you find that weird?
Yes.
I don't know. I would have thought Chyka would have been
because I almost can't look at Gina.
Yeah. Well, it's always a monochromatic, over-the-top outfit.
I mean, she's just so tan.
I know. She looks ridiculous. And the green eyeliner. But whatever. She's got her fragrance, and apparently it's going to do really well, he said. Apparently he said it's a hit.
I mean, if she's the most popular.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So she decided that she kind of likes the tropical fruits, the coconuts, the bananas, the pineapple.
Yes.
And her clueless assistant.
I was just going to say.
What is going on there?
I think they're probably editing it to make him look so dumb.
Every scene, he's just like... like the definition of an airhead. There's nothing going on up there.
And I hate that she keeps saying, he's just out of college. We have to give him a break. Because I would not look like that. I'm like fairly new out of college, and I would not look like
you
that.
You don't just stand like, you know, with your mouth open like an idiot. I don't know. But
he's cute.
Yeah, and I think that's why she keeps him around, because as we know, she broke up with her boyfriend or whatever, her man. So maybe she just likes having a younger guy around that she can, you know, boss
play
around,
with.
I guess.
Sure.
But okay, so then we kind of touched on this, but Petit Fleur and her sister.
Yeah.
You know, they come over to the house, and what do you think of Petit Fleur's apartment?
Oh, I mean, well, it's just like her. It's over the top.
It's like a little Scarface 80s, like, you know.
That apartment could be beautiful. Like, you look at the windows and the scenery outside and the views she has, and then you're like, oh, God, this could be so beautiful. But she's filled it with
mirrored furniture and, like, portraits of herself on every
wall. I will say,
wall.
though, the couch that her sister was sitting on, it was like that velvet pink, actually looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I did like the couch. So I'll give her that.
There are some nice touches, but she's just crazy. Okay, so then she said she was kind of the black sheep. Oh, this was the other thing I wanted to say about that was she was saying, like, I want to be in with our family again. And her sister was saying to her, well, if you're the one on the outs, shouldn't you look at, you know, you, and maybe you're the problem? And she was like, well, you're difficult. You're difficult sometimes. It's like, don't you hate when people do that?
Yeah.
When it's like you're wanting to be a part of their life, you know.
And she pushes her away even more.
Yeah. So anyway,
again, that insecurity thing.
Yeah, I guess she's like this. It's funny because we watch her with her friends, which they are all frenemies with one another. They all hate each other, but they're friends. Right. So and I thought maybe she's just like this because she feels uncomfortable with this group of women, but she's with this obviously with her family too.
Well, it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
You kind of feel bad for her because she's obviously like very lost. I mean, she clearly needs her son so bad. I mean, that relationship.
Well, that's what I was going to say. As we saw last week, the son is leaving, pushing her away.
And he's like, Mom, I gotta start my own life.
I know.
And he seems very nice and respectful.
I know. We were saying that last week. I think he seems like a nice guy. Mm-hmm. But she's like dying for him to move back in.
Yeah, she's lonely.
Yeah, because he's like close to 30, I think.
Oh, is he really?
I think he's in his late 20s.
Oh, wow.
Don't you? I think we.
I don't know. I would have thought he was younger, but it's totally possible.
I don't know. I think he's at least in his 20s. He's a grown man. He's got a woman in his life.
Right.
It's very normal for him to be living on his own at that point.
Right.
I think it just speaks to how desperate she is for. A relationship.
For sure.
Of some sort. So then we see Jackie. Shine, shine, shine.
Yeah. Jackie annoyed me in the beginning when I first started watching like the first season.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like her now.
Yeah.
Because she's just to the point. Like when she was telling Petit Fleur that she absolutely has talked about her, but to her face.
How great was that?
I said you were annoying, and I said, it was like, okay.
Oh my gosh, we have to get to that. That was the best moment of the entire episode was what happened at Gamble's thing.
Yeah.
But we saw, so just to finish this, we kind of saw Jackie with Chyka talking about having kids. I thought that was a really sweet conversation, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I thought
very real.
Chyka's a mother herself, and I thought she was giving her really good advice as a true friend.
For sure. And I think out of the entire group, she should be the one talking to Jackie.
Right.
Giving advice.
Yeah.
Because she's very close with her daughter. And every scene that we see Chyka, parenting her daughter is with her husband as well, which is always nice to see because they're actually doing it together.
Right.
And I think Jackie and her husband have a really great relationship.
They do.
So it mirrors each other a little bit, just almost Chyka, 10 years before.
Right. Okay, so that was cute and that was sweet and there was a nice, it's nice to mix it up with all the trash talking and all the nastiness that we love, but it's nice to see a genuine sweet moment every now and then.
Yeah.
So then we saw Lydia getting her new Porsche. What do we think of the way she treats Joanna?
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
Awful.
Okay.
Our Lydiot. Goodness.
She's a Lydiot.
She is a Lydiot.
I do not like her at all.
Yeah.
I think she talks down to everybody, especially Joanna.
I know. It's so awful. Like it's so condescending, and then yet she tries to be like, I love her. It's like it's
like it makes her feel better about having help.
Yeah, she likes to like put on airs about it.
And she also tries to make it seem to everybody that she's like helping her so much because she doesn't have to live in the Philippines and be with her family, which she much rather be doing.
Yeah, she's probably sending all of her money back to her family. And it's like, clueless woman. But and what do you think of how much she flirts with the other guys? Here's her husband just bought her this Porsche, and she's like ready to go sleep with the Porsche salesman.
Oh well, I think she's sleeping with that other guy.
I
for sure. And we're totally getting to that later in the season. Yeah, that's going to
come up this season. I have no question.
But
there's truth.
I'm all
to that.
about
where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, for sure. So I think she points fingers at the other people flirting on purpose to make it seem like she's not.
Yeah.
But she totally is.
Yeah, but I do love her dog.
Figaro, that is a cute name.
How cute is Fig?
I secretly think he hates his life.
I know. He secretly hates her.
He's like, God, I want to get out of this house.
I know. He's like, why do I have to wear another pair of fitted, tailored pants?
Stupid dog seat in the car.
What was that? I've never seen. Although I actually want one now. I have a dog, and I'm like, I would put my dog in that little bag.
I guess maybe she doesn't want to scratch up the new leather seats.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
I bet that's not
also mine. Like when I'm driving with him, he crawls like all over the place. So
true, you don't have to like think about him.
If I could put him in a little bucket, sign me up. That looked good. That was the one thing I actually thought she was doing smart. Okay. Oh, and then we saw the scene. This was also very kind of hard to watch. Sad scene. Janet with her stepdaughter.
Yeah, that was hard because I liked that Janet was honest about not answering her text messages and being honest about how she reached out, because I think in many of the other Real Housewife, franchises, they would have been like, oh, well, she never reached out, and then it would have become this entire thing. Like, she was very upfront about the fact that she just wasn't ready.
Yeah, she took responsibility instead of trying to point the finger back at somebody else and say, that they had done something wrong. She really kind of owned up to the fact that, I had to kind of watch out for myself at that time. Sure. I wanted to be a mother to you, and I love you, and I still do, but like, I couldn't have you in my ear because I do love your father. Right. And I would have wanted to go back to him if I had heard you, and I know it's not the right decision for me. Right. And I thought it was so then interesting that immediately the stepdaughter didn't start saying, like, well, I want you to go back to him now, 2.5 years later. Right. I don't know. That's a hard one because they have kids together and everything. It is. I understand why she kind of needed that space, because I could understand where that would be, tempting in one way, that you feel like I owe this to my children to go be with this person.
But it almost is more of her talking about how she liked her life back then. It was a big family, obviously a lot of money. Yeah. She lived a very comfortable, easy lifestyle. Yeah. So that almost to me would be the easier part of going back. Yeah. But you can tell he's such a flirt.
No, he's all over the place. He was ready to take home Gamble. Yeah. At the wedding invite party. Yeah. He's awful. Well, that scene last week where he was like,
oh, right.
It's all about perception. And like, my perception is our marriage ended 6 months before.
Yeah, like that was such bullshit.
If my husband said that to me, I would kill him. Yeah. He would be dead and I would have no qualms about it. Yeah. Like, okay, that was crazy. Anyway, okay, so dun dun dun, the best part of the whole episode. Yes. Gamble's wedding invite party.
Which is funny in itself that she had a party for her wedding invitations.
It's like, what happened to the mail? Like, just send the invites in the mail, but no.
And she had them on a platter. Yeah. And they all, they... Yeah. Oh, by the way, they each partner, the plus ones, got their own invitation. Right. That's not a thing, right?
Not
you put
normal.
Both names on one envelope.
Right, and you check if you're, going to bring your plus one or whatever. Right. That was kind of weird. They're also like the children had their own too, or something.
And the dogs.
Yeah, right.
Right. Because that's why normal. Wouldn't the dog get an invitation?
Of course. Figaro has a very busy social schedule.
Oh yeah. He actually probably does have an Instagram, and he probably has more followers than me.
Oh yeah, you and I combined. Yeah, I'm sure of that. Okay, so we see Gamble invite Janet's ex-husband the second he walks in the door.
Yeah, and I felt bad for Janet because that put her in a terrible position, and she again sat there like this.
Her jaw was on the floor for like 5 minutes. She's like, what do I do in this scenario? Yeah. I think she's going to have a private talk with him and be like, no, you're not coming as my plus one. Right. Okay, so then we saw them coming in the car, Petit Fleur, with, as we were talking about, her over-the-top costume. Right. In like 80-degree weather.
It is. It's a costume. It's not even an outfit.
It's craziness. And then this was the first time I think Lydia had seen everybody in a while. And she's kind of discovered now that everybody has turned on her and that it's her time to get,
with how she's portrayed this season, like rightly so. She totally seems like she's flip-flopping. The way they set up Petit Fleur's conversation with her and then immediately she was friends with Gamble, it was like... Yeah. All right.
Oh, the best part is, so she takes Petit Fleur into the room to try and, smooth things over.
After she said, is that what you're going to say? I don't text and I don't call, so this is the first chance I've had.
She doesn't text and call because she wants to have this confrontation on camera.
And in front of everyone else.
Yes. Yeah. But how hilarious is it? Because we all saw the episode when Petit Fleur and Lydia have lunch. Yes. Petit Fleur says, I'm kind of angry at Gamble because of what she said about the Switch the Bitch book title. That's now giving Petit Fleur a lawsuit.
Surprise.
Okay, yeah, hello. But anyway, so then she immediately goes to Gamble, is like, I can't believe Petit Fleur said this about you, totally stirring that pot. Right. And now Lydia has the audacity to go to Petit Fleur and be like, I'm a true friend, and I'm trying to help your relationship. I mean, it could not be further from the truth.
Yeah, Lydia's full of shit.
Yeah, it was the most ridiculous thing. You know that she sat there like, how can I spin this?
Well, right, and that's like what Jackie said at the end. The way she was going to try to make it seem better was by saying something really mean to Petit Fleur, making her feel even worse.
She's like, everyone here hates you.
And it worked, because did you see Petit Fleur at the end defended her when Gamble was like, this isn't a, hurt Lydia party or whatever, bash Lydia party. Yeah. I was like, oh, please.
But that was hilarious. So she tells her, well, I may not, be a great friend to you, but everybody else out there is worse.
Right.
So then we have the most amazing conversation where Petit Fleur calls in Jackie to discuss the situation.
Why did she call in Jackie?
I don't know. I didn't catch that either. Why Jackie in particular? Maybe they think that she's the straight shooter?
Yeah, I mean, she is, so possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Jackie kind of says it like it is, which is what we saw. That Jackie's amazing statement was, well, yeah. But I've told it, I don't like you. We all think you're annoying. I told you that I think you're annoying. Like, literally, everyone hates her. They all find her annoying. Mm-hmm. But at least she's honest about the fact that she doesn't like her. I guess that makes it right? I don't know.
It's just so weird, because even Gina said it out there, too. She's like, well, I've said things, of course, but to your face.
It was almost like, of course none of us like you. Like, of course.
Yeah,
which just was so weird. Like...
Oh,
if all of my friends were like, well, Angela, we all can't stand you, but we all know that, right? Like,
and you're like, oh, okay, well,
as long as you tell me at every social event that you hate me, that you're not saying it behind my back.
I'd have to go jump off a cliff.
I know. Or look alive at this point. Your sister, or your son, every one of your friends is telling you hey, maybe calm it down a little bit. Maybe start to think about other people, and ask questions about their lives. Mm-hmm. But, it's amazing. She's so, it's not even registering with her.
Not at all.
So then Gamble decides to smooth things over by bringing everybody out to her terrace to then hand out the official invite.
Right.
At which point, Petit Fleur decides to give the invite back and steal the thunder and make it about her, which is exactly why everyone hates her. Because it's this was Gamble's moment. She's just, catered this whole event, made this whole lovely afternoon for everyone, mm-hmm. and she wants to make it about her. I don't know. What did you think about that?
Oh, I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. And Petit Fleur clearly, like you said, did it for attention.
Yeah.
But I love Gamble's reaction. And like Janet said, she absolutely should have done that. And I love that all of the Australian women say, get effed. I want to start using that.
I know, get effed.
Get
Instead
effed.
of get off.
Yeah.
Get
and
effed.
Threw that invitation off of the balcony. And I hope she doesn't invite her.
I loved that shot of the dogs at each other, juxtaposed with the women at each other's throats. And then the dramatic shot with the dun 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 and the invitation in the bushes, Petit Fleur.
And all the women are like, are you serious? Why are you doing that? And the whole episode she was talking about how she, hopes that it was kind of like an olive branch and then just decides, here's the olive branch.
Yeah. I was actually happy to see that all the women kind of forgot about their alliances and then kind of said, you know what, Petit Fleur, that was really bad. Because I think a lot of times they're trying to think about who's my buddy on this show that I don't want to rub the wrong way, that they're going to say something bad about me then in the next scene. Mm-hmm. But I felt like in that moment they were all like, wow, this is so completely wrong to steal her thunder.
She even invited her son. Which is totally unnecessary because...
And actually really nice so that Petit Fleur would feel comfortable with somebody there that she felt close to.
And if that was the case where she honestly was, felt bad that maybe she invited her just because she's part of the group.
Right.
Then a few days later, call her and say, hey, let's go grab a drink. I'd like to talk to you about the wedding invitation.
Yeah.
Or, thank you so much for extending this olive branch, but I don't want you to invite me if you're just inviting me, and it's okay. Exactly. It's your wedding.
There were a lot of, there was a classier way to handle that, and she took the low route. I mean, it was really pretty bad, but it's Petit Fleur, so it's not surprising. It's just so ironic that she's writing a book, Switch the Bitch, turning off the bitch.
Oh, God, that book still makes me laugh. The words were this big, and there were 3 on each page, and there were 4 chapters.
And just a bunch of pictures of herself, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'm sure it'll be a bestseller. Anyway, so then we had, and then she made herself the victim too, of course, at the end. She was like,
in the scenes for next week.
Yeah, so it's just going to get better and better. I'm trying to think, but what did we see from next week?
I know, now I do forget exactly.
Too. I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be great.
More drama,
more tan, more jewelry,
more wine, and
more
fur
champagne.
coats.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Anyway, we are definitely excited for next week. We will have a full panel next
Yay.
week. Oh, should we get into some predictions?
Your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Oh, I was waiting for the lights and the sounds.
Flickering. We didn't get it. It's a Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. I think that Lydia's affair situation is going to start coming out more. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many episodes are in this season?
I'm not sure.
I forget. Usually around like 4 or 5 is when we get like the big drama. It's the climax of the season. So I expect that to come out more. And I think Janet actually is going to have a relationship with her ex.
There was something going on there. That's right.
Yeah.
I just remembered the future episode. There was Brian and Janet were cooking, and she says something about she's been diagnosed with something.
Oh, yes.
So that sounds dramatic. And then we also see Susie and Lydia getting into it. So I think that we're going to find out more about Susie's situation with her husband and, Lydia's involvement in the rumors that led to their ultimate divorce.
Right.
And then I think we're going to find out more about this Sean. I think his name is Sean.
I don't know what I don't know
like
what
field hockey or lacrosse. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever. Some kind of British or like
foreign sport.
Some kind of sport that they like over there.
Yeah,
in Australia. But I'm excited to see that because I definitely think there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten the full scoop on all of it yet.
Me too.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I am your host, Angela Struck, and you can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Struck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Haley Clover.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AFTERBUZZ TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzzTV or its owners or principals.